Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to teach you about rhythm patterns involving strumming and picking. Now I already have a series on strumming and I already have a series on picking, so if you haven't already watched those, then I highly recommend that you do that before going into this video, as this contains more advanced material than those. So if you need to do that, then click on the link in the video's description and that'll take you to a spreadsheet containing all my lesson videos, and you can see them arranged in order so it's easy to tell where to go in order to get caught up to this point. So in this video we're going to take three different strumming techniques, which are the downstroke, the upstroke, and the ghost strum, which is where you don't contact the strings even though you strum past them. And we're going to combine those with different picking patterns. And so by picking patterns I mean you're picking individual strings. And you'll see the patterns, the strumming and picking patterns that we're going to practice listed in this video's description. And as we practice through them, what you'll want to do is master each one before moving on to the next. And as you look down there, you'll see downs, you'll see ups, you'll see ghosts. Those refer to the strums that I just demonstrated. And you'll also see the names of strings, and those refer to the strings that you should pick in the pattern, the individual strings. So if you see written, for example, A, D, G, you would pick A, D, G. And always remember to alternate pick, meaning when you're picking, go down, up, down, up, down, up. Because if you just go down or you just go up, that's slower. Down, up is better. All right, so let's begin with our first pattern. And if I'm going too fast for you, then you can adjust the playback settings to 0.75x speed. That'll make it a little easier. And our first pattern is going to sound like this. Very simple. It is down, A, D, G, down, A, D, G. So let's run through it several times together. I'm going to do it with a chord change, which is just from G to E minor 7. And the only thing you have to move to go from the one chord to the other is your middle finger. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, you can with me. All right. So let's begin. Down, A, D, G, down, A, D, G, down, A, D, G, down, A, D, G. Let's do 4 more times. Down, A, D, G, down, A, D, G, down, A, D, G, down, A, D, G, down strum on the G chord. Very good. All right, so if you're ready for the next one, it's going to sound like this. This one is also mostly picking, but don't worry, we're going to integrate more strumming with the other patterns. All right, so what we have here is we have down, A, D, A, G, A, D, A. And so it's basically just a picking pattern, but it has the benefit of a downstroke right on the chord change, so you can accent your chord changes, which is usually a really good idea. All right, so let's practice this one several times through together. Down, A, D, A, G, A, D, A. Down, A, D, A, G, A, D, A. Down, A, D, A, G, A, D, A. Down, A, D, A, G, A. Let's do 2 more times. A, and down, A, D, A, G, A, D, A. Last one. Down, A, D, A, G, A, D, A. Strum on the G chord. All right, next one changes things up only slightly, because with this one we're going to take the last pattern but modify the ending so that it has more strumming, less picking. All right, so this one's going to sound like this. So we're going down, A, D, A, G, A, down, down, up. So we'll take this a lot slower, obviously, because that was pretty fast. But it's got a nice sound to it because you're accenting the chord change with that first down, and then you're preparing the listener for the next chord change by doing a down, down, up at the end. Having more energy right before a chord change is usually a good idea in a pattern because it kind of alerts the listener that, okay, there's going to be a chord change, sort of like more activity before the chord change. Kind of alerts them, makes the chord change seem smoother. All right, so let's do this several times through. Down, A, D, A, G, A, down, down, up, down, A, D, A, G, A, down, down, up, down, A, D, A, G, A, down, down, up, down, A, D, A, G, A, down. Two more times. Down, A, D, A, G, A, down, down, up, down, A, D, A, G, A, down, down, up. Okay, we got just one more. This last one is going to be kind of different. So this one, we're not actually going to do a down at the beginning of the chord change. And we're going to have a ghost strum in there. So this one's a good bit harder because of the ghost. Let's take it real slow. And again, I would encourage you, if you haven't up to this point, master each of the previous picking patterns before working up to this one. All right, so this one's going to go like this. So we're doing low E, down, up, ghost, A, sorry, A, D, A, low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A, low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A, low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A. All right, now that's a little more complicated, and it's kind of, it would actually sound good with even like a mariachi or something, like kind of a pattern. So, when you're hitting that A, that first A that you pick, you're doing it kind of on an upstroke. So I recommend entering that with an upstroke. We'll do this slowly. It is harder because of the ghost. We'll do it lots of times through. So here we go. Low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A, low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A. I'm doing the pattern twice per chord. Down, up, ghost, A, D, A, low E, 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 down, up, ghost, A, D, A. A couple more times. Low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A, low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A, low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A. Last time. Low E, down, up, ghost, A, D, A, and just strum. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that was helpful. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, etc. And I look forward to seeing you next time. God bless.